Welcome to Technique Tuesday, and today I'm going over uh, how to launch your business in 12 weeks. And I'm going to use this big monitor here, and bear with me, and I'll put those steps up on here. I think you can see it. Okay, of course, I don't know if I can see it. That doesn't matter, as long as you can see it. I'm going to back you up just a little bit. Okay, so how to launch your business in 12 weeks. So, step number one, I really feel like before you get started, you really do need to do some self assessment. And this is making sure you get your mindset in an entrepreneurial mindset. Before you even get started, you really need to know, is this the right direction for you? Do I have what it takes from a character perspective? Do I have what skills do I need to be a successful entrepreneur? Do I have those? Can I develop those? And so that's what the first step is really like digging in and finding out, do I have the the skills that are needed to be an entrepreneur? And some of those skills are being focused and driven to your goal, being able to weather the ups and downs that come along with being an entrepreneur. And I say that with a smile because you're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. But let me just tell you, that having a down, it gives you that challenge of, okay, how do I overcome this? And, so I find that actually the fun part, climbing the hill is the funnest part of the journey. So step number two is getting clarity on your goals. You really need to be very clear on your goals, where you're headed, and why. And then once you get that, then you're going to outline a 90-day plan. You're going to outline, what you need to do to accomplish this goal. And and that if you don't have all those steps yet, at least if you have the first, few days, hours, week, on your list. And then you know that you have to develop this plan. And then you're going to really look at your strengths, your weaknesses, do an assessment in it, or need to avoid that area altogether. Make sure that you develop your business so you don't need that skill set. But you're going to leverage your strengths. Those strengths are assets, and you're going to leverage those. And then you're going to look at the outside world. Then you're going to get to know what opportunities there are in the marketplace based on your skills and your weaknesses. And so that's when you really start to find out, get more clear on what business you want to launch. But then you dig in more. Step number three is understanding your customer and your target market. So by this point, you are really trying to understand, who are you serving? And you're going to dig in deep and try to understand who they are. Because if you don't understand who they are, you're not going to be able to build an offering that meets their needs. And that's step number four, is narrowing down your niche so you know what you're offering them. So that's getting very much more clear on what business you're offering them, what business you're creating, and what you're offering to your target market. Step number five is define your offering. And I hope you can see this. Define your offering. This is you getting clear on what your offering is. Are you doing an e-commerce? Are you coaching? What kind of coaching are you doing? What kind of products are you selling? So that is getting very clear, defining your offering. That's step number five. Step number six is define your website design and features. You need to make sure that you have some way that people can find you. And especially if you're planning an e-commerce, you need an e-commerce store. So some people could argue, well, I'm going to be on Amazon. Well, you still need to design it. and you need to figure out what features you want in there. But we can talk about that, the pros and cons of just having an Amazon store. I'm not a big fan, but of just having an Amazon store, so you know. There's lots of good reasons why I say that. Okay, step number 7 is copy and content. This is where you're doing your copywriting for your website. This is where you're pulling in content. Maybe it's, pictures, visuals. How do you, like you've already designed the layout when you're over here at step 6, but this is where this is your meat. This is your story. This is information about your program. This is making sure you have your products pulled into the system or filled out the product descriptions. Step number 8, this is where you launch your e-commerce store and your offerings. So if, a lot of times I work with coaches and they're doing e-commerce store as well as they're having their landing page for their offering, their program. And that's step number 8. Step number 9 is your marketing. You're defining your marketing goals, and you also are looking what your marketing strengths are. So it helps you figure out what your marketing goals are, and what tactics you're going to use. Step number 10 is developing that promotional plan. Now that you have your goals and you know what you're strong in, know what tactics, now you can lay out that promotional plan to get your message out. Remember, like we launched in 8, and I know it says 12 weeks to launch your business, right? But just because you launch your e-commerce store and your program online, I love the quote, if you build it, they will come. That is not true in business. You will not be successful in business if you just launch your e-commerce site. They will not come. So marketing is part of launching. So that's why we're digging into the marketing. So 10 is developing that promotional plan. 11 is developing your marketing message. Really getting very good at communicating not just what you offer, but making sure that your customer base make sure that you are communicating that you understand them. You understand their pains. You understand their wants, and you have an offering that solves their problem or challenge. So that's your marketing message. And step 12 is fundamentals of selling. Now this could be selling online. So we might be getting into online ads, or it could be if you're a coach and you need to brush up on, making sure you understand how to do a sales call, sales scripts, how to pull leads into there. That's what we would be covering in step number 12. And that is the 12 steps to launching a business. And so this is actually part of a program that I'm offering. And I have a group coaching program called the Inner Circle. And this is part of the implementation lab. This is what I go through when I meet with people in my one-on-one program. And we go through this. And when you're one-on-one, I step through people through this. In the Inner Circle lab, these are actually courses that I will have in the Inner Circle. So what is the Inner Circle? So I had lots of questions about this. So what is the Inner Circle? Well, as I'm discussing here, in the Inner Circle, I have some courses. They're self-paced courses, online courses that you can take. But that is not all you have in the Inner Circle. And it's not just, first of all, it's not just these courses. This will be the starting point. But after that, I will be adding more courses. I have several of them outlined here already. We have course marketing, event marketing, group coaching, content marketing, social selling, email marketing, conversion rate optimization with online ads, prospecting blueprint, social media, getting more followers, online communities, how to engage prospects, and so much more. So those are just some of the courses, additional courses that I will be loading into the Inner Circle as we get started. So other questions that I had, and I'm going to move this out of the way now. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to my Facebook. Oh, there I am back here. Okay. All right. There I am. Okay. So, other questions. Now, someone asked me, okay, first the question about the courses. I said there's those 12-week modules. And then I have additional courses coming that as the group progresses, I will have more content. What does the coaching involve? Well, the coaching involves I have a small groups of 10. I want to keep them small so that we all get to know each other and I have enough time to make sure I'm interacting with all of you. And so there's 2 calls per week. The first call is I will deliver some content, but mostly I will be doing Q&As because I want to interact with you. And I want to find out what your questions are. I want to answer them. We'll be doing hot seats. So that is the action needed. I don't know what that is. Hopefully everything's running fine. So that is the first call. And we have a second call, which is an accountability call. And this is where I break you up into breakout sessions, and you will team up with people. It might be one other person, or it might be, 3 or 4 people in a group. We'll see how the dynamics work. But you will be going over what you did this week, what you did well, what you learned, what you need to do better, and then what your goals are for the next week. And then you come back each week and, your partners will help keep you on track, and you will help keep them on track. And it's a great way to, bounce ideas off of each other. You end up coaching each other. It's a beautiful relationship. So that accountability piece is really valuable. But certainly the questions and answers are also valuable. So that's why there's 2 calls. And I separate them because I want to give enough time for each area. So I said 12. What other questions do I have? Oh, somebody asked me, well, how long do they, it's a monthly program. And so you pay every month. It's like a membership program. And how long do you expect people to stay in? Well, because it's self-paced and I'm not there pushing you really hard on a one-on-one session, I imagine people will stay in for about 6 months. And now keep in mind, I'm going to be adding more content. So people might say, wow, I'm getting so much value. And I hope you feel that way, that you stay in longer. You might stay for 12 months. So I'm imagining people will stay in the program, the membership program, for about 6 months. Let's see. So that would be like, 3 months launch, and then 3 months scaling your business through marketing and sales and operations. One thing I didn't mention, because it wasn't really one of the necessarily steps, but in the program I have a bonus, which is Introduction to Entrepreneurship. Oftentimes we get operational questions like legal, accounting, technology management and management. Those are some of the other elements of entrepreneurship, and there's a bonus course as well there that my husband has put together, Jeff Rose. He is our operations guru here at Natural Zing, and he has specialized in that area. He is an operational efficiency expert, I call him, but he also does all the accounting and manages all the legal, and so he's been doing that for nearly 20 years. So he has a lot to draw from, and so he has developed a course on that to field different questions. And we've launched multiple businesses over these years as well, so he has lots of knowledge to pull from. And just so you know, I also teach an Introduction to Entrepreneurship class at Howard Community College, so I will be drawing from a lot of that knowledge to help with that course and to field your questions as they come up. So those are the questions I have so far. If you have additional questions, please feel free to DM me or put them in comments. And so those are your 12 steps to launching your own business. And if you feel like you need assistance in doing that, check out the link. I'll put it in comments for the inner circle. And if you feel like you need someone to really hold your hand and step you through the process and guide you through the push you when needed, then feel free to contact me with my natural food business implementation launch one-on-one program, and I'll put that link in the bottom as well, so in the comments. So until next Tuesday, thank you for allowing me to serve you.